My name is Naomi Moran. I'm a proud Bundjalung and Dunghutti woman from the north coast of New South Wales and the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Treaty consultations will take place throughout the state of New South Wales in as many communities as we can get to. And our role is to sit in community, with community, to have yarns with uncles and aunties, to have yarns with our jarjums and our young people, to have yarns with key organisations in that region who are working with our people every day. What does treaty look like in conversation throughout these yarning sessions? What does treaty look like for the future? For us, it's really important to create cultural safety whilst we're doing that. So making sure that when we're in community, we're connecting to country. We're sitting with community in places and spaces that are really important and significant and sacred to them so that we can have these really deep conversations around treaty.
Hi, I'm Aidan Ridgway. I'm a Gumbaynggirr man from the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Our responsibility is really to ask that question, do people want a treaty? If they do, what should that look like? I'm charged with the other two commissioners to go out there and engage with community, with families, and to sit down and talk about what does a treaty mean for them. On one hand, we've got an obligation to make sure that we give them enough information to understand the complexities of what a treaty is, but on the other side, it's also about making sure that we hear what community wants without preferencing what we might think about a treaty or favouring it in some way. The important part is getting to everyone. It's about mums and bubs and there's young kids, but it's also about the knowledge holders, the traditional owners of country, and the young generation of leaders now that I'm really impressed with, that are growing up in communities and in the urban locations and taking their role.
My name is Dr. Todd Fernando. I'm a descendant of the Wiradjuri peoples and the Gomeroi peoples. I think is really important for Mob to remember is we are the last Commonwealth country to engage in a treaty process. Now, some might think that that's a real shame. I think that that's a good opportunity because we can learn from every single other Commonwealth country about what to do and what not to do. What we've designed is a hub and spoke model where we'll come to a larger community and we'll be set up for up to 5 days. And during those 5 days, we'll head out to a spoke community for a day. It's important that those who often don't feel like that they've got a say in matters that are important to culture or community are at the centre of this as well. So that's my gay or trans brothers and sisters, non-binary folks, aunties, uncles, those in prison, those in rehab, wherever you are, we'll meet you. Whether that's the front yard, backyard, kitchen table, we'll come to you, we'll sit with you, and we'll give you opportunities to understand what this process means to you and to your families and to lead that for the next 1,000 years. Time will happen at some point in the future for non-Indigenous people to be engaged around what treaty means to them and how they can engage in treaty. But for now, this is a mob-only conversation.
We're about to go into community. We're about to have some big yarns with community. But the biggest yarn that we've had so far is between the three of us. And understanding not only how we got here in terms of being appointed as commissioners, but how we were already connected. We all had a deep, strong and historical connection to the Kinchela Boys' Home. And I think for me to walk alongside both of you in that connection and story every day for me grounds me in the purpose of what this work is.
I think what we've found over the last kind of 7 months is the context to which people access treaty is often just from that family group, but as a culture, as a polity, as a people, how do we actually understand both the limitations but also the excitement that treaty can bring to communities to sustain the next 1,000 years?
We may not get to a quick result anytime soon, but I think it's important to finally be given that opportunity to hear what Aboriginal people think, what they're being asked, build up that baseline of information because that's the foundation that allows us to step forward. But it's also making sure that we don't just get defined just by the last 237 years. I want to be defined by the 65,000 years before that. It's about the two generations of the past, the current generation that we're in, and then thinking about those generations in the future, and that every conversation we have and every decision we take is thinking about the future generations that become the beneficiaries.
We're not building a treaty for right now. We're not building a treaty for back then. We're building a treaty for 1,000 years' time. It's a big task, but what a special privilege and honour it is to lead this work for the first time in New South Wales, but making sure that no stone is left unturned in how we provide that cultural safety for our community to feel like they can engage and participate. And we are the New South Wales Treaty Commissioners.